If, like myself, you are under the age of around 35, we've never actually experienced a real recession. Yes, I was alive for the 2007-2008 financial crisis, but I can't remember what it was like because I would have been very young and I wasn't part of the working world. Since that point, everything's been great. The stock market's been booming over the last 10 years. The housing market has been going up. Crypto's taken off and we've seen some bull runs. Overall, everything's been going pretty well. Interest rates have been low, which meant that borrowing was very cheap. However, now we've started to see things shift in a different direction.
A recession is inevitable at some point.
It's almost unavoidable. I got to think that the odds are that there's going to be a recession.
Kind of a tough period here.
It's not going to cure itself.
And it looks as if we're going to be heading into a recession, which will be the first recession that I've ever been a part of. The stock market over the last couple of months and weeks has been absolutely destroyed, particularly those big tech stocks, which did really well during the pandemic. And the weekend just gone, we saw probably the biggest crypto crash in history. So the world is in a little bit of chaos, and I don't need to tell you that because you all know what's going on. But I thought it would be interesting to talk about my perception of this as a millennial, as someone who's never really been through this. Not something I really do on this channel, but in my spare time, I love reading about personal finance, investing, researching the markets, crypto, etc. I love all that stuff, so I thought I would make a video and just share my thoughts on the topic. My immediate thoughts from having spent a lot of time reading books and watching various documentaries is that there is probably going to be a huge opportunity over the next couple of months, next couple of years, for people who do invest to buy assets at very, very low prices, with the hope anyway that in 5, 10, 15 years they will be worth significantly more than they are now. I don't necessarily know if we're going to see the same historic performance in the stock market that we have. I am looking at more crypto investments because I feel like crypto could be the future. Notice I said could be. Coins like Ethereum, DOT, ADA, Solana, all these big coins that are hopefully going to be around the next time that crypto has a bull run, if it does have a bull run, that is. I feel like this might be a really good time to start dollar cost averaging into these coins with the hope that next cycle they 5 or 10x maybe. Having said all that, we haven't actually technically gone into a recession yet. It just looks like we are heading in that direction. So for the time being, my plan is to just save as much cash as I can on the side after I've paid for all my expenses and stuff like that, so that maybe in 6 months to a year's time, then maybe I can deploy some of that money and put it to use. And I would preface this by saying that I'm not able to save, a huge amount of money. Not thousands or 10,000s or any like big YouTuber numbers like that. So I hope that some of you guys watching this can probably relate to that. The second thing that I guess has been on my mind though is property prices. As mortgage rates rise, obviously those who are on variable rate mortgage rates, they'll see their monthly payments go up. And I am sat here now thinking that maybe I should have placed more emphasis on buying a house over the last couple of years when interest rates were dirt cheap, and maybe I should have done that. But hindsight is a beautiful thing. I've never particularly been in a rush to buy a house, but yeah, it's just a bit annoying, I guess. Like maybe I should have. There is some debate around whether interest rates rising will have a negative effect on house prices and maybe we'll see some sort of crash. I don't really see this happening. I feel like the fact is we do have a housing shortage. Like we just don't have enough supply for all the demand there is for housing. I think there'll personally be either a slow in growth in housing prices or maybe just like a stagnation. They won't grow for a couple of years. I can't see there being a housing crash. There's just too much demand for housing. Although if things do get really, really bad and interest rates continue to rise, which I think they will in the short term from all of my research, then obviously that means that people can afford less monthly payments. So there might be slightly less demand. I haven't really got a plan for housing. I'm just kind of watching the housing market and almost kicking myself a little bit for not taking it as seriously, but hindsight's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Also, I know for a fact there's going to be someone watching this who remembers being in the 70s when their mortgage went from 7% to 15% and they're thinking, oh yeah. But all I would say to that is that you knew what this video was going to be about. You knew it was going to be a millennial complaining about first world problems. So I don't have anything to say to you. You win on that one, but this is just me giving my thoughts. I also feel for people who really tried hard to buy a house over the last couple of years and maybe still haven't done it because they got beat by higher offers or all cash buyers, because now they're going to have higher payments on their mortgages. Mortgage lending might even tighten up with interest rates rising. So I do feel for those people. And I guess the final thing that I'm thinking of is I feel like now is a really good time to work on yourself and work on learning new skills, investing in yourself, trying to get learning development opportunities. I definitely feel more motivated now over the last couple of months to be like, now is a really good time to put in that work, because if things get really bad and we go into a bad recession and you survive that and you work on yourself then imagine when we come out the other side and things are thriving again. Yeah, the environment will be easier. So I think now is a really good time to put in that work. I know it's scary and I know it's difficult. I definitely notice like the cost of living and things like that now, but I'm trying to think of it as an opportunity. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I will see you very soon.